when foreign-funded enterprises in the People's Republic of China are in need of RMB, they can issue Panda bonds to borrow RMB to finance their economic activities in the People's Republic of China. Onshore RMB-denominated bonds, Panda bonds, have been issued since October 2005. The first issues were by International Finance Corporation and the Asian Development Bank. In the beginning, issuers were limited to international financial institutions like the dimmed sum bonds, regulations on the issuers of Panda bonds, as well as regulation on remittance of proceeds were relaxed in 2010. At the end of February 2016, a total of 20.5 billion yuan was raised in Panda bonds, with 15 offerings. Issuers include the Republic of Korea, Province of British Columbia, Canada, Daimler, and banks based in Hong Kong. In August 2016, Polish government became the first European country to issue Panda bonds. The first RMB-denominated offshore bonds, dim sum bonds, were issued in July 2007 by China Development Bank. The issuers of dim sum bonds in Hong Kong sharply increased from 2010 to 2011 as restrictions on types of issues were deregulated. Later, other corporations could be allowed and encouraged to issue dim sum bonds. The outstanding bonds amounted to 367 billion yuan in October 2015, with 18% by the Ministry of Finance of China, 19% by Hong Kong banks and enterprises, 22% by mainland banks and enterprises, and 41% by entities outside mainland China or Hong Kong. However, the issuance of dim sum bonds in Hong Kong slumped in 2015 as RMB started to depreciate against US dollar. Foreigners' interest in dim sum bonds seem to be similar with those in RMB bank deposits. They hope to benefit from currency appreciation. Since 2014, dim sum bonds have been issued in several cities globally. United Kingdom issued a 3 billion dim sum bonds in October 2014. Shortly after, China Construction Bank was designated as an RMB clearing bank in London. In April 2016, Hungary became the first Central European country to issue dim sum bonds, following Bank of China opening a RMB clearing center in Budapest in October 2015. From the perspective of industry, the biggest issuer is financial industry. From the perspective of South country, the biggest issuer is mainland China. No country is pegging its currency to RMB. However, as some Asian currencies seem to move closely with China, for a trading partner of China, it is for their benefit to pursue stability of their currencies against RMB. As the size of China becomes large, it is indeed natural that some countries that rely on Chinese markets as export destination manage their currencies to follow RMB. In the official sector, a currency can act as a store of value. If it is held in the foreign reserves of other countries, foreign reserves by currency composition are not usually disclosed by monetary authorities, except for transparent ones in advanced countries such as US and Japan. At the end of 2015, the total reserves of all countries amounted to the equivalent of 10.9 trillion US dollars in various currencies, among which RMB's share is less than 1%. As to official medium of exchange, RMB is starting to be used in various types of official payments. For example, some of Chinese official development assistances. Official development assistance are in RMB. Another official use as a medium of exchange is central bank swaps. Central bank liquidity swap arrangements allow the People's Bank of China to provide liquidity support to its counterparts. Foreign banks sell a specified amount of their currency to the People's Bank of China for yuan at the market exchange rate. Yuan funds obtained by foreign central banks are deposited in accounts held with the People's Bank of China as People's Bank of China's liabilities. There are two kinds of swap arrangements, one in normal times, when needs are anticipated, and another in crisis times, when ad hoc arrangements are quickly forged. China has mainly participated in the first type. The countries that have currency swap arrangements with the PRC include Argentina, Australia, Belarus, Brazil, Iceland, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and Uzbekistan. To facilitate yuan internationalization, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority has entered into a 3-year currency swap arrangement totaling 200 billion yuan with the People's Bank of China. Besides these swap arrangements, more countries have expressed their interest in holding yuan assets as investment or foreign exchange reserves. In 2009, People's Bank of China's President Zhou made it clear that China would like to see reforms in the role of special drawing rights, SDR, which is the unit of account in IMF, and that RMB should become an SDR composition currency. Following Zhou's statement, China pushed the agenda of RMB internationalization. IMF finally approved the inclusion of RMB in SDR in October 2015, and the decision came into effect 1 year later. In addition, RMB was allocated a share of 10.9%, surpassing Japanese yen of 8.3% and the British pound of 8.1%. RMB becoming a SDR composition currency in 2011 is an important component to fill the void in the official role of unit of account and a means for the RMB to be recognized as an international reserve currency. Again, we can use the dimension table to show the status quo of RMB internationalization. In all aspects, RMB is increasingly qualified to be an international currency.